Good morning, everyone. Chapter 14, part 5. Here come the guys back. Hey, guys. Here's Gus. Gus, our 5-month-old puppy that's going to be bigger than a pony. Here's Jake. Jake. See, I'm the best. I'm teaching these two now. And here's Ozzy. Hey, Ozzy. Oh, yep. Still got to give you that. He's got a little fungus in his ear. He's our rescue, and he's Maddie. We're still treating him for certain things that just went wrong in his life. I know, right? He probably, I don't know. Would you have survived? A few more days in me. He's sticking around here, our piggies. There are trees this night. There are roosters. We are minus a few roosters. When the babies grow up, if you end up with 10 roosters this night. Meow. Yep. Chicken and dumplings. So we're down to a more favorable amount. To just keep that many roosters for whatever reason. Where's my... Oh, okay, let's use this then. It's irresponsible because the hens do suffer under too many roosters. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Every day is a wonderful day. Oh, well, that's easy for you to say. That's easy for you to say, that's easy for you to say. Every day is a beautiful day. It doesn't matter where you live. Your surroundings are always beautiful. They are as exactly as, if there's nature still left. I can't speak for cities. All right, come on, girls. You want to go out this way? Because cities are of man's making. Yeah? If cities were a part of God's creation, I guess he would have built some cities ahead of time too. But he didn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, but... In any case, I don't have much more to say to that. We choose. We choose to be in the surroundings we love. If you are in a surrounding that you don't love, then don't blame anybody else around you. Right, guys? And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. So, the bottom line of it all is, I live in a wonderful world. I live in a wonderful world where at this time, I can prepare myself for a fantastic event that has shaped history all around the world. And that is that. Right? So, some people decide, are there so many people out there who are lost? I don't think so. It's just that people who are happy, are happy and content with their lives, don't have that much to yell about, do they? Yes. So, considering 7.6 billion people on this earth, and who's yelling and who's not? Oh, interesting study. Interesting study, guys. Yes. What if we were to, oh my gosh, guys, this is going to be, ooh, they have all kinds of goodies in here. Yes. Ugh, our animals just, sheesh. They just live this fantastic life. All of them are just about rescues, this, that. Not all of them, but most of them. Yeah, right? Huh? How is it that animals, for one reason or another, they're just every day per se. It's about survival or another wonderful day. Well, isn't that kind of the same for people? Animals, do they decide their surroundings? Hey, who put them where they are at? Did you? Hey, come on. Come on. Are you a pig? Huh? Gus, are you a pig? There are certain animals on certain continents on this earth, right? Who decided to put them where they're at? And they seem to be doing just fine as long. And then who came and decided to displace them? Now let me ask you, how much sense does it make for someone to keep a snake or a bird in a cage, a snake in an aquarium, or fish in an aquarium, or a tiger from India or Asia in a zoo in Europe? Right. Yeah. Interesting. Come on, guys. I'm missing some chickens. Or they already, I'm a little bit late today. Chick, 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 chick. Chick, chick, chick. Okay. There is a reason we live on, as human beings, we live on land, isn't it? The ocean is such a intriguing environment. It is a beautiful, colorful environment that people have discovered as well. Yet we can't live in the ocean. We can't. We're not designed to live in the ocean. We are designed to live where? It's with creation the same thing. The rest of creation, right? Yeah. It is interesting to me on how, as human beings, we want to change our living environments to please us in a higher degree, disregarding what there already is to work with, to establish a common ground, a uniting ground with everything. That's in the physical, right? If we cannot develop a love for the high ground, then that we are the high ground, solid ground, land that we are designed to live on, we will never understand the ocean. We will abuse the ocean. You can't see most of what's going on there. Oh, we hear this, and again, it is all made. There was a interesting article I saw where many people went out into the ocean and they cleaned up all the plastic, this and that. It was just this amazing. And then the comments, oh, thanks guys for doing that, this and that. Huh? I went in and I said, yeah, thanks guys for doing all that. And let's hope that in the future, with all the millions and millions of people that have responded here, there'll be less garbage, less plastic to go around in the ocean, destroying the beauty of the ocean. The ocean to me is like heaven. Can one destroy the beauty of heaven? No. The sad part of heaven is that suddenly realms started to exist where restoration needed to happen. Yes? Things that should have been taken care of and never been destroyed now suddenly need restoration due to the carelessness of the supreme species. Interesting on how people look out there at humankind where one or another race are supremacists. When it comes down to it, as a humankind, as the species on this earth that is under the, not just under the principles of creation, but also under the principles of love of free will and freedom to do and choose anything you want to. When it comes down to it, that is the truth. Your conscience will tell you that. We are the only supreme species on this earth. You want to call someone a supremacist, then if you look at the whole of creation of heaven and earth, it's what? Right. Who is it? Right. And therein, my dear friends, of the supreme, the supremacists on this earth, whose job is to care for all that is given to you, to be productive when it comes to feed everyone, heal people, and all that. You are the supreme being on earth. To suddenly decide that one or another of these human beings on earth, created by our Father in heaven, has more pull, more power, more greed, or I don't know, than another one, is ridiculous. And all it gives people out there is another excuse to abuse whatever you decide to abuse. Be greedy about. Make your stand against what? Yeah. Your own greed. Your own inadequacies. That's pretty dumb. Right, guys? Yes. So, it's not that difficult to put people back into the right positions and the right places as the species that we are here on earth, as well as we are a part of heaven. You must go. Watch out, Ozzy. Here he comes. Don't mess with that dude. Don't do it. Oh, he's only interested in food. That's good. Right. Ready? I find it interesting on how people need to somehow prove that Jesus was more black than white, that he was a colored person more so than another colored person. It's weird. You people out there are just weird, okay? Can you not tell on how you're making no sense at all? What does it matter per se? Oh, well, you're white. Yeah, there's probably a good reason I happen to be born white. White? I'm not white. That look white to you? That look white? Well, that's just, no, that look white to you? Do I look white to you? I got color, for heaven's sake. What, you're discriminating against albinos out there now? Huh? They are in a really small number all around the world. When I first came to this country, I was taken aback by people being called black. Why are they called that? Well, because that's, African descent. Well, then why not just call them African Americans then or something? Or does that matter? I come from a country where diversity like that was not really, no, that's where I grew up. That's where God put a certain people to be at. Okay? I don't know, take it up with him, but that's what happened. And the first time I heard that Asians were called yellow people, yellow? Yellow? What? Or how about the Native Americans, the Indians? Red people. Red? Where the hell did they come up with these things? Who wants to call anyone out there in their existing form as a caller? This is just, Or as I said, and then within that, we have a supremacy thing going on now. People like or don't like or this or that because of certain things that happen. Okay, well then how about we learn from history and say, I heard a good one yesterday. My husband and I were looking at this video where this woman, a Democrat, why is she still a Democrat? Come on now, people. Yeah, right there, right? Yes. Okay. Said there is no transgenderism. There's no transgender. We need to get away from that word. It doesn't exist. Why do people keep using that? That's a Democrat said that. There's male and female. There's no such thing as something in between. So can we get away from that word? Oh, 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 yeah. How about we get away from that? Because all you people do out there, if you start accepting certain things, it just adds to the confusion. I will never be for abortion. I will never give a woman the right to choose for her own body. Well, it's my body. Okay, no. You gave up that right when you made a decision to have that child. When you made that choice to interact with another one of your species out there, to do what? Oh. Now, interesting, with animals, that seems to be cut and dry. Again, only one species on this earth has this really odd idea of, yeah, well, yes, very odd, very odd. Any Christian out there, and there are enough of them out there, okay? If I hear from one more Christian, yeah, but, they have to, I would never have it, but, that's, if an abortion, if a child, for one reason or another, can't make it in this world as it is being born, or has died in the womb, there are medical procedures, or there's an accident, then these are medical procedures where, yes, sometimes one life has to be sacrificed. Sacrificed? It's not really a question of one or the other. Often it won't matter. The baby is not going to make it. So we'll save the mother. You see? That's a medical procedure. That's not an abortion. Miscarriages are not abortions. Something just wasn't viable, and nature takes care of that. They're still unborn children. And as far as I know, anyone that has had a miscarriage, that weighs very heavily on them. And all I can tell you is, just make that child, regardless of how little, how big it was, a part of your life. They're still growing with your family. They're still growing with you. And for you to acknowledge them as being cat and dog. No, cat and pig, stand up. Dog and pig, stand up. They will love that. Okay. So no. If every Christian out there just say, yeah, you're going to have to not do that anymore. You do that because it's legal, this, that, or I don't know what, or enough people are supporting you, well, so be it. But you're not going to get a positive grade from me on that. The grade to choose for an abortion after your irresponsible behavior will always be an F, which means you failed. You will fail. That's not. Oh, no, sorry. I have to tell you that. That is my responsibility. No, you do not get to go out there and kill your own countrymen. If we decide to split the groups And well, I'm just doing that to every gang member out there that they do drive-by shooting. They're defending themselves against another atrocity that just happened to their gangs, and now they're going to to keep their turf, and I don't know what. Same thing. It's not different. People like to see it different, but it's not. You have to say no. 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 Well, what about other countries? One has to start to be an example out there. Well then, you know what? I'm not going to live here that long. But I have an eternity somewhere else. So guess what I'm going to choose? Thou shalt not kill. Bottom line, it doesn't matter on how people want to look at it. If, as individuals, a family, a community, a nation, and then the world, we have not set up proper foundations, proper give and take, then the consequences are killing each other. But if we start to do that, you have to start somewhere and just won't give in. Well, then our country will be taken over. Yes, that wouldn't be the first time here in this country that a whole other nation was taken over, was it? Interesting. What are you doing in there? Anyway, why am I saying all that in the Christmas month? It took God 4,000 years to establish a foundation for Jesus to be born. And it doesn't matter what anyone has to say out there. He has survived. He has survived against all odds. And yet he was killed. He was killed on the cross. That was not some kind of, it had to happen for the sins of the world. No. Again, what kind of God do you believe in? No. I will never send my son to war or sanctify my son to go to war to kill other people for my freedom or anyone's freedom. I tell you what, though, I will stand by my son in a peaceful way and try to persuade whoever comes and wants to kill us to not do that. But when it comes down to it, I will stand next to my son, holding his hand and say, son, we're going to be strong. We will not go against the laws of heaven. We will protect the laws of heaven. And that's what we do during Christmas season. So suck it up. Your depression, your anxiety, your Christmas blues, and I don't know what, and go and hold someone's hand. There will be someone willing to hold your hand and say, we're going to stay strong, and we will protect that little baby so it can grow up for another year till next Christmas. You see? That's solidarity. That's solidarity in heaven. And as it is in heaven, so it should be on earth. That's a start. Solidarity. You do not take life, ever, unless it's for a medical reason, this and that. Sometimes it is better to put an animal down than to let it suffer, right? Sometimes it's better to put a human down than to let it suffer. Different area. Now again, who are the supremacists? Who decides? Who has the freedom? An animal will never take its own life. Not going to happen. It would never choose to be put down to death either. Yeah. There's the human way, and there's the humanitarian way, one could say. Yeah, one could say, well, things are blurred, this, that. Not really. I was called in to sit with a few days old baby whose brain was seriously underdeveloped, a SNAP, and at hospice. And I was called in to sit with the baby because the parents basically abandoned it. And I went in, and every nurse in that hospice was in that room. And I'm going, what am I doing here? I wouldn't even get to hold that baby. That baby, one could say, was doomed to death. It wasn't going to survive. It definitely wasn't going to survive without its parents. At the birth of that child, because it wasn't perfect, the parents had already given up on it. The doctors had given up on it. There was nothing that was going to save that baby. All the nurses in there holding it, loving it, they too were just waiting for death for that child. Newborn baby. Not going to say more to that. If death is the best that you're willing to accept, then death will be the best you will get. Now, how much have you actually missed? Well, here we go. Not sure what she's doing. Piggy has an idea about the hay. I need to clean out the barn. I've got some things to do otherwise today as well. It's been already a wonderful day, per se. One of my favorite songs. Ta-da, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. You can view the world from a human perspective, or you can view the world from God's perspective. And then you start working on a perspective, on a view. That's right. God's love and blessings always. I will talk to you all another time. And Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, I celebrate Christmas, so that's what it is.